Greetings YouTube and welcome to the Blue Corner. In this episode I'm going to be finally talking about the Necloth for a little bit. I know you guys have probably been wondering when I would get to this, seeing how I've made it no secret that ritual monsters are some of my favorite cards in the game's history. Some of my favorite decks to play have been ritual based or have had some kind of ritual monster in it. Examples being, my very first good deck that I played with my friends when I was younger was a Necloth Soldier deck, the classic Necloth Soldier. Actually, BLS in general has been one of my favorite monsters. The episode when he gets summoned in the original Duel series, that still sends shivers down my spine. Like, BLS and Red Eyes were my two favorite monsters for the longest time, FYI. But anyway, so yeah, I would throw Necloth Soldier and Red Eyes into just about any deck I made back then, and BLS was my go-to big boss monster, 3000, and back then we didn't have like an idea of staple good cards, so I made my BLS stick. So there was him. When I got back into the game, North Wemco was my first deck I built. Then there was Ruinbringer with Ruin and Demise. Obviously there's also Herald of Perfection, and recently Gishki, so if it's a ritual deck I've probably played it. And yeah, now we're getting a new archetype in the form of Necloth, and the concept behind them is really neat in that, well, number one, they're a water-based ritual clan, which, seem to always want to make the good ritual stuff water. I wonder why. If it can abuse salvage, that's fine by me. But anyway, so yeah, the monsters in this clan like to take on the armor that they like to wear armor that is embodied with the spirits or monsters of past dual terminal big boss monsters, i.e. the Ice Barrier Dragons, which makes sense because the Ice Barrier Dragons, if I'm correct, are the equivalent of gods, or almost godlike in the dual terminal lore. Like, I know Trishula is the one that pretty much froze over the world when it was summoned, and that's why the Evil Swarm wanted the Gishki to bring back the Ice Barrier Dragons as big, powerful Gishki and Evil Swarm boss monsters, and we'll see Ophion. So, I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of monsters we're going to get out of this. Will we get, like, other Necloth guys like Necloth Beast, Necloth of Barca, the Necloth of Decisive Armor? Like, they could do a lot of things with this. Furthermore, we're getting these guys in not one but two sets that are coming out at the same time in Japan, and one of these we are getting in February, that is the Secret Evolution, but a lot of the good stuff for these guys are in Tribe Force, so it's like, what's going to happen with these guys' TCG release? Are we going to get all of them here at the same time? Are we going to get Tribe Force here? Because if we don't, then the deck's not going to be playable, going over what cards we're getting. And yeah, so let's see, the lore about this is, time has passed since the end of the last dual terminal storyline, in which Sophia was sealed away or something. And let's see, Duelist Grounds' organization has something on these guys. The Necloth story is they're possessed by legendary monsters. They're a clan who perfected magical rituals to weave the power of legendary monsters into an armor, aka cloth, via a magical mirror, and clad themselves in that armor. This power allows them to even control the power of the Ice Barrier Dragons. Neat. So, let's see what we actually have for this archetype. So, the first card we're going to talk about is Necloth Sorcerer. And he has two effects. The first is, if he is tributed by a card effect, you can add a spellcaster type Necloth ritual monster from your deck to your hand, and if he is banished, you can send a Necloth monster from your deck to the graveyard except himself. You can only use one effect per turn and only once per turn. Okay, so by himself, doesn't seem all that great, but I imagine we're going to be getting a couple sets of these guys. 3 hidden arsenals plus 3 core sets, maybe. I'm hoping at least. So, in time, this guy will probably be better. He is a salvage target though, and that's always something to keep in mind. If a deck can abuse salvage like Gishki do, they have some merit. The Necloth caster Shrit. You know what, I'm just going to say it right now. I, along with a lot of other people, are probably going to read this card and mispronounce it as Necloth caster Shit. Just because, look. But anyway, also a salvage target. And if you ritual summon exactly one Necloth ritual monster, this card can be used as the entire tribute. And if this card is tributed by card effect, you can add one warrior type Necloth Ritual Monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect of Necloth Caster Shred once per turn. So, okay, we have something that is basically a Gishki Shadow and a Gishki Vision in that it can count as the entire tribute, which is always good. Unlike Shadow and Vision, though, these guys only trigger once per turn, and so far there's no way to directly search this guy out. He also can't pitch himself to search cards, which is one of the things Gishki do really well. It's like the constant cycling, but still, he can be used to summon any of the guys. He's a salvage target, and he's 300, so you could, in theory, re-dragon this out. Okay. Ritual monsters now. So, as we've noticed already, there's a bit of a common theme in that these guys trigger if they're attributed by a card effect, and in the Sorcerer's case, he's banished. The ritual monsters also have a set of effects that they in common. You can ritual summon them with a Necloth ritual card. They can only be ritual summoned and not by other ways, and then some other effects. You can discard this card, then target one Necloth card in your graveyard except himself, add it to your hand. You can only use this effect of the Necloth of Unicorn once per turn. All the ritual monsters have an effect that allows them to discard themselves for something, and it's usually a pretty okay effect. And they also have some other effect. In this case, Unicorn's ability is, when he's in play, negate the effects of all face-up monsters on the field that were special summoned from the extra deck. Okay. So that's already a pretty powerful ability, just being able to skill drain any extra deck special summon monster. And seeing how the game has become really extra deck reliant, this guy is going to be pretty good. He shuts down fusions, synchros, Xyz. I think he even pendulum summoned monsters from the extra deck. How relevant that will be, I don't know, but that is an interaction. He's also level 4, so you can search out with Preparation of Rites, which is like pushing 20 bucks. Huh. And he can be tributed by this guy and this guy if need be in order to summon it. Plus, he can add anything from your graveyard back to your hand with the name Necloth, which will actually be kind of relevant in the future, I'm thinking. Next one, the Necloth of Bryonnak. He is a warrior, and you can ritual summon him with any Necloth ritual spell. Must be ritual summoned by using monsters other than himself and cannot be special summoned by other ways. So you can't sack a Bryonnak for a Bryonnak. You can discard this card, add one Necloth monster from your deck to your hand except himself. And you can target one or two monsters from the field that were special summoned from the extra deck, shuffle them into the deck. You can only use each effect of Bryonnak once per turn. Okay. So this is probably going to be one of the single best cards in the archetype. He is a Gishki a Gishki Vision, but for everything instead. He can be searched for Preparation of Rites, which is also really good. So you can preparation this guy, pitch himself, add what you're missing, and potentially just do stuff. 2300's okay, and once per turn you can shuffle away 2 extra deck summoned monsters, which is alright too. It's pretty much a super Castel on synchros and Xyz and fusions, and pendulum summon monsters go back into the main deck. Fortunately, you can't hit pendulum monsters in the pendulum zone, that's obvious. Still, this guy's really good. I like him. Let's see, the Necloth of Dunyir. This is the one that's coming out in the Secret of Evolution. So, Ultra Rare, Secret Rare, and Ultimate Rare. This will look pretty sick as an Ultimate. Anyway, the Necloth of Dunyir. Wait a minute, is that Gishki Emilia? I think it is. Huh. Neat. Alright, enough screwing around. Level 7, Spellcaster, 2517, same stats as Bryonnak and Dunyir. You can ritual summon this card with any Necloth ritual spell card. Must be ritual summoned by using non-level 7 monsters. It cannot be special summoned by other ways. During either player's turn, you can pitch this card, then target one Necloth monster you control. This turn, it cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. During either player's turn, you can discard one Necloth card, then target one card on the field, destroy it. You're going to use each effect of Necloth of Dunyir once per turn. Okay. This is pretty okay. It can be used to protect your guys from destruction or battle once, so it can keep you safe from Bottomless, Torrential Tribute, being run over. Yeah, that's pretty much it, but still, if you can protect this guy that's actually really good. And once per turn you can pitch a Necloth card to blow up a card on the field. That's also actually really good. It's spot removal, it's level 7, so it's going to be a bit difficult to summon because you can't exactly sack it off itself for another copy. But hey, I do like what it can do. And let's get to the big kahuna himself, Trishula. The Necloth of Trishula can be ritual summoned with any Necloth ritual spell card, and you can't use level 9 monsters to summon it, and you cannot be summoned by other ways. During another player's turn, when a Necloth monster you control is targeted by an effect, you can discard this card, negate that activation. So it's a skill prisoner, sort of, for Necloths. But the big one is when he's ritual summoned, you can banish one card from your opponent's side of the field, one card from the hand at random in the graveyard. You can only use each effect of Trishula once per turn. So this guy is Synchro Trishula as a ritual monster, plus he's got a protective effect. Awesome. If you're like me, you're probably subbed to Lithium 2300 and you already saw his one video of Necloth in action where Trishula just wrecked Hat. And yeah, this guy is good. It's Trishula. And you can summon it using this guy. So, alright. You can protect your guys during your opponent's turn from something like an arc or whatever. This is just going to be good. Of course, now we're starting to see a lot of really good ritual monsters. The question is, how many and which ones do you try and focus on? I'm pretty sure Trishula is going to be like your big boss monster of the deck. He's great to respond to plays. He banishes things, so he gets like, Wind out of the way, Construct out of the way. You can also knock Fusion out of the graveyard. He's good. He's really good. And then for the ritual spells, we get 2 of them. Necloth Exomirror. This card can be used to ritual summon any Necloth ritual monster. You must tribute monsters from your hand or field, or banish Necloth monsters from your graveyard whose total levels equal the ritual monster. You can only use this effect of Exomirror once per turn, so you can't play it and then play another one like Gishki Akamir. They learned from how badly designed Akamir is. It's also got another ability, once per turn, if you control no monsters and this is in your graveyard, you can banish it and a Necloth monster to add 1 Necloth spell card from your deck to your hand. So if in the event that your Trishula dies, you can just banish this card and Trishula to get another copy. Awesome! And the last card is Necloth Kaleido Mirror. This card can be used to ritual summon any number of Necloth ritual monsters. You must tribute 1 monster from your hand, field, or send 1 monster from your extra deck to the graveyard whose level equals that of the ritual monsters. You can only use this effect of Kaleido Mirror once per turn. If you control no monsters, you can banish this card of 1 Necloth monster from your graveyard and 1 Necloth spell card from your deck to your hand. Okay, so you can banish this into a Necloth ritual monster or card like Sorcerer to add another copy to your hand. Sorcerer triggers, adding you a Necloth ritual spellcaster. No. You can send another Necloth monster from your deck to the graveyard, and then use this card. Okay. More interestingly, though, you can potentially use this to summon multiple ritual monsters from your hand if you have enough tributes. So if you've got like enough to summon Dunyir and Trishula at the same time, you can drop both of them. More interestingly though, you can actually send monsters from your extra deck to the graveyard for the tributes. Okay, so you can just run random ritual and random synchro and fusion monsters in your extra deck just to drop these guys. Come to think of it, isn't there a Herald of Rainbow Light that's level 4, and if it's sent to the graveyard, by any means, you can add a ritual monster or a spell card from your deck to your hand. Oh my goodness. Unicorn just became so much better. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm loving already what we can do with these guys. I can't wait for DevPro to put all of them on. I'm going to wait until like everything from Secret of Evolution and Tribe Force is out before I start playing with these. But as it is, I can already tell Preparation of Rites is probably going to be 2 or 3 of them in the deck, just because it can search out these 2 guys, and then this guy can search out this guy, or this guy, and then you can summon this guy, and you can do all kinds of crazy shit. Oh my goodness. I'm loving where they're going with this. I'm loving the fact that we're getting a good ritual deck, and I'm just excited for this. How about you guys? Are you excited for Necloth? Give me your thoughts on what they're doing with the future of ritual summoning. Until then, this is Blue Star 899, jacking out.